does constantly being exposed to like the skincare, the beauty, and everything like that, does that ever lead to moments of like self-doubt or anything about yourself, like, oh my god, my skin is not that great, or I feel pressure, like I feel like I should be beautiful or something if I'm doing this? Do you ever have that feeling? Or
Oh my god, it's me every day.
do you think
I
this is
agree with
something
that.
common, like that everyone kind of goes through? Not everyone, but a lot of people go through in your field.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like because we provide services, we do we held ourselves at a higher standard when it has to do with that. Not only for that, just even knowing what products are out there, what's the big thing out there, which is why we always, Kim always provides us, I always say, with like our mini articles. We'll call it like the news. Where she's always sending us where she sends us the
Listen, I get those too. I don't even work there. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Kim.
It's more for us to keep ourselves, updated with what's out there, what works, what's safer, in regards to what type of skin tone. No, not even skin tone. Skin itself, when it has to do with Fitzpatrick, which is, or what are we trying to target and everything else. We like to keep it safe, but we like to give really good results in what we do, which is another good thing. Before we even put anything out in the market, we try it on ourselves. So we're literally the test dummies before everything comes out. So if it doesn't work for any of us, which we all have different skin types, skin color as well, if you want to see our ethnicity, and then just to see if it works for everybody or with who it would be best suited for in this case.
But back to your question about personally, I definitely think that we have the pressure of, if I get a pimple or if, and completely of the mentality that no one's perfect and we all break out, we all have bad skin days, we all have, times when we don't know what's going on and suddenly our skin's not as glowy. But I personally do feel pressure to have pretty good skin because I think it's that's how patients get to trust me. It's like my business card. Exactly. That was the word I was looking for. It's my business card. It's like, okay, am I going to go to a doctor who is unhealthy and, is giving me advice on something, but is unhealthy? Same with how I feel. Like,
right.
Again, I completely understand that for a lot of people, they're also going through their skin journey, and when they're going through a acne situation or whatever, even as a provider, that also informs them on how to help you. So I think it's very valuable, but I do feel the pressure of not having that. So when it happens, it definitely can be hard.
Right. And people, I think patients-wise especially, are always shocked when they get to know us because they are always, just like the other day, right? New patient walking out the door talking to us about something completely outside of skincare and just pauses and looks at both of us and is like, amazing skin. Or they always look at Monica, you have amazing skin. They don't realize until they get to know us that it has been a painful journey for every one of us at a certain point in life. And we work hard at it. I'm a little upset with our industry because there's been a big trend that happened. I saw it happening across the board in medical aesthetics before the pandemic. So I can't use the pandemic as an excuse, where a lot of employers are no longer providing complimentary treatments to their staff. They're no longer providing complimentary products to their staff. Yet your staff is expected to fully understand these treatments, fully understand the products, who they're good for, how do they work, who they're not good for, which is actually more important than who they're good for. To not understand any of this and to penalize your staff by making them pay to get these treatments, like none of this makes any sense to me. So when we are feeling like not so glowy that day, when there's time on the schedule, I'm like, don't ask me, just put yourselves on the schedule, treat each other, and like do what you have to do because none of this is what we all look like every day. We all work at it. It's a process.
And with the things that you do, that you perform on people, like treatments, do you ever, like, as you're doing the treatment, like, be jealous of that person? Like, damn, I wish I was getting this at that moment.
Every day,
Every
hour of the day.
Even though you guys all can do pretty much everything amongst the three of you, but you don't always have time to do it to each other, and you can't do it to yourself, or do you?
We were just all the
depends.
time. We were just talking about that the other day. That sometimes it's crazy that we work in this industry,
Mhm.
and because of our time, sometimes you don't even have time to do treatments. You know, we do it at home, but like to have an actual service, it's very difficult sometimes because you're literally working, and then we're out the door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I
So-
used to get facials every month before I became an esthetician.
That's
And
what I'm
now,
saying.
now it's like, I don't, like
Like, I used to have
when
a
I can
beauty
get
day.
Mel into like, convince her to like, okay, now let's do it. That's, it doesn't happen that often.
Mhm.
So every time I have a patient in front of me, I'm like, I wish I was you. So
Exactly.
it's every hour of every day.
And I can confess that out of all the equipment that we have in our office, and it's a plethora, including Somacell, I personally purchased the mild hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. We have a step-in chamber, by the way. As a side note, it's not a claustrophobic crawl-in tube. It's a step-in where you sit in a nice, comfortable,
Yeah, it's pretty
reclining
spacious.
chair.
Yeah.
So I bought that specifically just for myself and the staff.
Oh,
That's
really?
it. And in the year and a half that we've been in this brand new office that we built out in the Columbus Circle area, I can count on two hands how often I've personally been in it. And I'm sure that you might both agree, even though I'm always on you, like, get in the chamber when you have time, get in the chamber when you have time.
How many times have you been in there?
Me, I would say maybe like 4 times.
Probably.
Yeah.
And you?
Maybe like 5 or 6.
Okay, I was there once. Actually, I think you put me in there.
The thing is, for me, I can't sit still for too long. So I love it because when I'm there, I knock out.
Mhm.
But if I have things in my mind that I have to do, like if we have to do something in the office, I prefer to do that until Kim tells me, get in there. So that's like, yes, I'm going.
Now, question. I know in my industry, as I'm doing hair, these things pop in my head. Like, does your mind wander when you're doing certain treatments? Because it's so relaxing. and
No,
soothing?
never.
Never?
Never.
What
I
are
think
some
it
of the...
depends. If it's a treatment where you really have to be, paying attention to like the number of passes,
Okay, yeah,
or
something like
like if
that.
it's very like a laser, my mind's not wandering off on laser because I definitely
You have to
want
make
my
sure.
mind to
Yeah.
be focused on it. But if I'm giving someone like a nice facial massage, oh wow, I'm like almost
It
falling
puts you in
asleep
trance yourself?
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I'm so relaxed
Especially
by
if
the
the
way I'm
music
doing
is
it.
good.
Yeah.
If the music or the melody goes in tune with what you're doing, you forget.
Okay, so I'll bring it back a little bit because you're gonna laugh, because I know this has happened to all of us. With my first signature trademarked facial La Magnifique going back to 2010. This was a 6-step process that was very forward at the time. Like the famous facials at the time for non-surgical facelifting were 3 steps from one famous esthetician and 4 steps from another, and then I took it to 6 steps, and in my own process. And with 2 ultrasound handheld devices, not ultrasonic, they're actually real medical devices that are safe to use for the surface of the skin. We use 2, and you're working around the face, and it would just kind of be in time to the music, and you can definitely end up being like, and you're like nodding out in the zone.
You're like
and
hypnotizing
"Whoa."
yourself.
So I don't know about you, but I can't count. I can't a bazillion times probably. I was just like putting myself into a trance doing that.
And then just a side note, because I love music and everything like that, and I tend to do this. Do you start going to the beat of the music sometimes when you're doing the massage and just kind of, yeah? Does that happen like often or just here and there?
Well, it depends what the music is, but if it's like
Gotcha.
a
If
good,
it hits you in the right way,
yeah,
right?
for sure, for sure.
Exactly.
And sometimes, sometimes if the music is great and it's upbeat or whatever, but you're performing a treatment that should be slow, you have to remind yourself to go slower.
Let me just remind everybody, when we say like upbeat and everything, it's not necessarily your typical music. We're
Right,
talking
right,
about like spa-like
Yeah.
melody.
Yeah. Has a little extra piano key in there. I love it.
Right.
So for us, that's like work music. And I tell my sister all the time, I'm like, you put that, I'm not falling asleep. You could put like a heavy metal, I'll probably knock out right away. Because for me, that makes me like in tune to want to work right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, for us, spa music is what we're talking about with the beat and everything, not necessarily like your typical pop.
Yeah.
You good with the pressure? Perfect. That's the beat right there.
So you know what I wanted to talk about a little bit to give the viewers an inside look at like why do we toot our own horn a little bit and why Aesthetics Unscripted, right? Because We want to be raw and real. And we want to just talk about the industry and not just skincare, because aesthetics, we're talking wellness, we're talking longevity. So we want to just be honest and be able to help people debunk. There's a bazillion products out there. There's a million different and millions of different ingredients. There's different machines, so to get here, to come and join us here on the podcast and learn about different things, that to us is the most valuable message that we want to get across. We can share some experiences that we've all had. Like in my years, the one that sticks out the most to me as an employee prior to opening up on my own was at a very famous establishment at the time. The bed had luxurious sheets and a very luxurious full length, like extra long bath towel. And the patients would come in and say, like, wow, this is really, really nice. It's very luxurious. I wonder where this was purchased, because it's like Turkish cotton that I've never seen before, or whatever, Egyptian cotton, whatever they thought it was. But the truth behind the matter was that we were not allowed to put that towel in the laundry after the patient unless you turned it twice.
Oh, really?
Unless the patient smelled of body odor or had heavy perfume, you could change the top sheet. You did not change the bottom sheet, and you turned the towel. The patient one, turn it. Patient one, turn it. Patient one, turn it. Patient one, turn it. So, if you get in a pinch, I hate to say, but if you get in a pinch and you flipped maybe your fitted sheet the other way or something, because there was a lack of, was it no sheet or whatever, because you ran out of laundry. But to turn a towel that many times, to me, was always shocking.
Now, were experiences like that what led you to be the way that you are today with your business, and make sure, like, once it's like touched, you're washing it and everything and being so thorough with all that?
Right. And then there was another thing from that same establishment that I had shared with you guys when you both came on board, was that we had a very extremely high-end exclusive French line. And when the back bar, the professional products that we're actually using on you, that you're paying a couple $100s for that facial service, would run out, we were sent downstairs to go to the local drugstore to get a very generic, like, Cetaphil cleanser or moisturizer or whatever to use on those same patients, paying a couple $100s for that service. And I was so shocked. I felt so naive, because this was second career for me. I wasn't 19 years old or 18 years old coming out of high school. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't believe this kind of stuff happens. And the more I would talk to certain people in the industry that I respected, the more they had the same kind of stories to share. So it's no wonder why a lot of us ended up going off on our own. What did you ever run into in the past, without naming names?
Me personally, as a client, it happened to me. I went actually with my cousin. She wanted to get waxed. This is more before I even started doing laser or anything like that. I think I started
You
doing...
mean laser hair removal?
Yeah. I started doing laser hair removal on my underarms first, and then she just wanted to go waxing. And I was like, fine, let's go. I was like, you know what? Let me get my legs done since I'm already here and everything. And I booked with her. The place is very nice. You can tell it's clean and everything until you walk into the room. So it's one of those, the place itself is one of those that has like a built-in room. Like they made their own room out of like a studio type of thing. Yeah. And once I started working in the industry, that's one of my things. Like I look at everything, I listen to everything, I look at the bottles. It's like something that I can't stop anymore.
Right.
Sometimes I see faces too. So, she's getting done. She got her whatever she needed to do, and then I don't hear like taking sheets off or anything, like nothing, no ripping off paper or anything. So I go in, and I was like, oh, I guess it's more out of like force of habit. I was like, oh, do you need me to step outside for you to change the room or anything? And she literally said to me, she's like, oh, don't worry, you guys are family. And I go,
well, wait, you're
oh,
brand new.
Like, yeah, we're family. But we're not that, we're family. But no, we're family that don't share towels. So I was like, oh, I didn't want to make her feel bad or anything. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God. I literally got lasered. I started doing laser, and I just remembered that they told me that I cannot wax. That's literally what I said to her. She's like, oh, I was like, I got it done 4 weeks ago. I'm doing 2 weeks later. You know, I cannot wax. That's one of the things. No sun exposure, no waxing. And she's like, oh, do you want to get something else? I was like, no, it's fine. It was just my legs. I don't have hair anywhere else. And then I just walked out. My cousin's like, I'm like, no. I was like, I love you, but no.
Especially for waxing, because it's a huge sanitary issue. You know, you have to clear the whole room, no double dipping on the sticks. Oh, we've had interviews. You might have actually conducted some of those interviews in the past, where we would interview for new estheticians, and they were more new hires to take on more day spa type of treatments at the time. And there would be people at, estheticians at their interviews talking about a simple answer to a question of how many sticks do you usually think you're going to use for this body part? And they're like, oh, I'll save you lots of money. I'll have 1 stick for the whole body. Oh, wow. And we're like,
no, thank you.
Ew, no. Because, when you're double dip, every time you stick that stick back in, now you've contaminated the entire bottle of the container of wax. And everything you touch is going to be contaminated. So maybe that doesn't bother some people mentally because they're thinking, well, it's my contamination. But that wax container is big, and it will cover at least, sometimes 50 patients or more. So how many dead skin cells and somebody else's hair do you want to share in there?
Some people tend to bleed
exactly.
sometimes.
When you're tearing the hair out
Making
from the
waxing
root.
sound so gross.
Well, no, just go to a
It can be
good,
skeevy.
clean place.
Right. I mean, places like that can be skeevy, So you have to make sure, as a patient, you have to do your diligence. Like Monica said, you have to, and I mean, like Melanie said, you have to look around and pay attention to containers, and does this place look legitimate? Because, if you walk in, for example, as a wax patient, and the container looks good, like you don't see hairs in it or anything, but there's like 1 stick, this is a warning sign.
That is
Because
also right.
there should be many sticks, not just 1 stick. So anyway, so that's some of our ick stories.
Luckily,
Well,
we don't
Monica?
wax at ITX.
Right.
I hate waxing.
And what do you do
I'm
offer
not a
instead
big-
of waxing there? That you
We
can
do
get
laser hair removal.
laser hair removal. And
Which
is that
is
for
fine.
everywhere or anywhere? Places
Everywhere,
that you don't
anywhere.
do?
From head
No.
to toe, we do everything.
Wow, you hear that? I have to tell people.
So Monica, did you have any horror stories of like?
No, I don't think I have any crazy stories like that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, luckily.
Exactly. So,
I don't know that I would last in the industry if I did.
Right, because we don't want to scare patients away, but we're just saying no matter what you're doing as a patient, when it comes to safety and cleanliness.
And maybe not even just the treatment, maybe the people that are doing it for you as well.
But also, I think, yes, I agree. And also, don't get overwhelmed. There's so much information. There's so much things out there. As long as you're going to a reputable place, that you know that we are licensed, you know that maybe a friend referred you and had a good experience already. So it's, word of mouth. It's always good. They had a good result, and you can trust them, and you meet with us or whoever you're going to be working with. All that is important, but also I think a big issue that I find nowadays is that patients come in with so much information, oftentimes wrong information, and they overread and they just go a little bit overboard with the amount of things that they see online. And that also doesn't help either, because then...
I was going to say, is it because they think they're the expert at that point? Like, have you ever been corrected while you were doing a service on someone?
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah, some patients think that because they saw an influencer do this or that, or use this or use that, then they think that that's the right thing. And I agree with what Kim was saying of do your research, go to a place that's reputable, make sure that it's clean, that they know what they're doing. But once you find that, let us be the professionals and guide you through it.
Yes.
Because, of course, there's things that maybe we don't know that you're telling us, oh, I do this, like, I react this and that. If I didn't know that, then I wouldn't be able to help you. But those things we want to know. But, if you came in for a microneedling and when you're here at the clinic, we see your skin and we're like, you know what? I don't think microneedling is the right treatment for you today. I think today maybe we do a hydrofacial or whatever it is based on your concerns or based on what I'm seeing. hopefully patients can trust us and allow us to do what we do, which is skincare. And I think that sometimes when they come with too much information,
Yes.
they don't let us do that.
Right, that's true. One of my biggest peeves is when a new patient will ask you, "What's the settings on that machine?" What's the
Like, as
they're
if they
on the
did-
table already. They're
Yeah.
on the treatment bed, and then they'll like while you're at the beginning or even the middle or the end of the treatment, they're like, "What are the settings?" And
Yeah.
my golden rule is we don't discuss settings with you. You're not a professional.
Yeah.
So I don't care how much information at that level that you've pulled off the internet. Like we are wildly educated and continually educated every single year on all these different advancements from every single machine company. So maybe you wrote down your settings from another establishment from what, 2 years ago? And that could be a completely different machine. It could be a completely
gonna say.
outdated machine. It could be a brand new machine, maybe that has different settings. And our machine's 2 years old. It's not technically old, but it's maybe possibly different settings. Like
Or, your
Monica's
skin
Or
right.
the
condition
or
could've just changed.
yeah, or
Right.
the provider who's doing it works with different settings to achieve the
Just different
results they want.
protocols.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I'm not going to go to a neurosurgeon and try to tell them how they do their job. I'm going to have questions. And
Yeah.
I'm going to have a certain level of education to understand basics for the process of whatever it is I'm going in for. But I'm not going to tell you how to operate on my brain.
Right.
You know, we're going to hand that off to the expert, and I'm going to stay in my lane, and I'm going to let you stay in your lane. And it's very important.
And I think we appreciate like feedback of like, oh, this is feeling this way, or this last time I felt it more, or I felt it less, or you know, those things. Of course, we want to know, but it's not to tell us, you know, do this setting or do it this way. I think that's not usually helpful.
Exactly.
Do you guys get pissed off at like TikTok influencers and stuff for all the information that they're giving out there? Do people ever come in and say like, I saw this on TikTok, or, you know, I saw this online that you should be doing this for your skin and they really shouldn't be?